In this video, I'll show you how I make pasta and store it for the week ahead. We make fresh pasta in our home every week, so this is a good way to get ahead of meal planning and preparation. In order to double the yield, I'll just double the ingredients. It's that simple. To prepare one batch of pasta, I usually use 9 egg yolks, 185 grams of 00 flour, 65 grams of durum flour, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 3 to 4 tablespoons of water, or as needed. This amount makes enough pasta for 2. So for this video, I'll be using 18 egg yolks, 370 grams of 00 flour, 130 grams of durum flour, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 6 to 7 tablespoons of water, or as needed. If you haven't already, help our channel grow by subscribing. Let's get started. Step 1. Measure the flour. You'll want 370 grams of 00 flour and 130 grams of durum flour. Step 2. Separate the yolks from the egg whites. It's okay if a few of them pop. If that happens, just use a spoon to scrape up as much as you can into the flour. Step 3. Transfer the flour to your mixing bowl. Add the egg yolks, then the olive oil, and finally, the water. We'll start with 6 tablespoons of water and add more as we go along if the dough is too dry. Step 4. Form the dough. Mix all of the ingredients until the flour comes together as a cohesive lump of dough. If the dough looks too wet and sticky, sprinkle some flour. And if it's too dry, add more water, about half a tablespoon at a time. Once it has formed into a singular mass, knead it with a dough hook for about 5 minutes. I like to finish kneading by hand for about 5 to 10 minutes so I can get a feel of the dough's texture. Kneading the dough helps the gluten to develop. This is what gives the dough its structure and springiness. Try to get the ball of dough as smooth as possible with no large lines or cracks. Lastly, divide your dough in half.
A scale helps, since here you can see that what looks like similar halves are actually 100 grams off.
Since the full amount is about 900 grams, I'm shooting for about 450 grams for the 2 halves. Each will yield close to 1 pound of pasta. Form the dough into balls, smoothing them out in the process. Wrap each ball of dough tightly in plastic and store them in the freezer. I usually use these within a week, but if you use an airtight container or a Ziploc bag, the dough can stay in the freezer for about a month. Frozen dough can be thawed in the refrigerator overnight before using. However, if you plan to use the dough within 24 hours, simply leave it in the fridge. Check out these recipes on the channel for inspiration for your next pasta dish. Enjoy.